So I can't say for certain, but what it's seeming like right now is that any well established energy that remains has to contain the universal codes that we all exist with. Meaning that for example, like Instagram, the reason that it's remaining is because it has the same energies that we already operate with. And I could even go further to elaborate an example on that. When we post on Instagram, that's masculine because we're externally, giving outwards. And, like not posting is like very feminine. You're just keeping to yourself, you're containing yourself. Um, and, like it even teaches us about communication too because like the same principles exist outside of Instagram. I think that's why we're getting so accustomed to and like familiar with using it in a sense, to the point where it's working. As much as people want to say that they don't like Instagram, or people are, it's always it's so easy to tear something down. It's very easy to tear something down. So no matter what is being created or has already been built, people's words can, simply tear something down. And I feel like we're very sensitive to that. And I think it's such a dominant energy. And a lot of us are, even if we're not in the masculine energy ourselves, we may gravitate towards masculine energy itself. So, um, just getting a lot of downloads right now. Um, I almost forgot what I said. um, it'll come back to me. Because oh, so the reason that it's remaining, the reason that it can stay alive, you know, is that like it's operating at a resonant level. I think we all know better than to spend too much time on it because it's not healthy. Let's just say that. Like, it doesn't matter what you go through psychologically with social media, because it's definitely a thing. um it's just not healthy. It's physically not healthy. So that's one thing that we know for sure, is that you can't hold a phone in your hand for 10 hours a day and be at optimal health. And I'm exaggerating a bit because I know no one probably does that. um but just over repetitious time, and depending on how you're holding your phone. Because I know for sure, for me, like if I ever have my phone with like more of a grip, I can, it's just transmuting way more. So like for right now, I have the phone on like a little holster. um and I'm listening to music, I set it down. Like there's ways that we've adapted with it. So not the cell phone itself, but Instagram, because the cell phone itself is a whole other dynamic. But Instagram though, like if someone that you, so if like for example, if you follow someone and they don't follow you, that's basically like being in a masculine and feminine type of dynamic itself right there. Because if someone is, if you're seeing someone's content and they're not seeing yours, it's like them talking to you without you being able to talk back. um so yeah, like it's there's so much to learn from it. And this doesn't actually have to be completely about Instagram. I'm just using an example because this is going to be on Instagram. But like even in the workplace, like if something is successfully functioning, like let's just say like this restaurant or this store is just like A plus, and like everyone loves it and it's just thriving well, I guarantee you the astrological just the astrology star signs of those people are making a full constellation. You probably got all 12 signs, and if not, everybody has those energies where it's like a complete circle. It's like you guys are completing it. So yeah, it's just something to look at. Like, and it actually goes even bigger than that. Like, this is just a micro dynamic, but like on like the macro scale, this goes for actually anything. Like, that's why it's so silly when people get caught up in thinking that like this reality is a waste. Like, what we are learning here, like what I said about Instagram, you can go ahead and put that on the macro level and whatever that means to you, because like I'm honestly like getting downloads that are so elaborate. I'm just like, I'm pretty much taking it in as I'm speaking, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, all the energies that exist within this universe that we operate in, like, what do we need? Food, water, air, warmth, and that's practically it. I'm not trying to get philosophical. I'm trying to be scientifical, actually, like, about this, like, because like I'm not talking about possessions. I'm talking about actual things, like, for people to survive. That's it. Food, water, warmth, and I guess shelter. But that's different. That's a dynamic within the dynamic. I like, because if you live in a place that you don't have to have shelter for, like you live in the tropics and let's say it never rained, you wouldn't need shelter. So that's why I'm not going to count that. So yeah, food, water, warmth, and air. Like, you have to have good air quality. So that's it right there. I'm going to wrap this video up. I was afraid that my phone was going to not save it, because it's done that before, where I record a video that's too long and it just doesn't save it, and I'm like, no. So when I seen I was at 7 minutes, I was like, boom, gotta shut that down. So I'm just gonna add this to the previous clip. But yes, so give thanks for tuning in. Yeah, that's all I have to say for tonight. Thank you. This is just a test to see if my screen was blurry, because I just wiped it off. I looked at like fingerprints and stuff like that on it. I feel like it's more clear now. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys next time.